Hi, everybody.
Greetings, friends.
It's the Jimm
And Dave's
beer review.
Whee! You feel the enthusiasm tonight.
Wait till you see us later.
And Puff,
The beer cat. In stereo, might I say no less.
Exactly.
We have today Jimm
Bigfoots.
from Sierra Nevada. It's
We
a
have
barley wine.
2017, 2016, 2014.
But I'm to 15
I don't know.
and 13
I think we had one too
and
many.
12 and 11.
So we've actually reviewed this before, Dave. So this is what we're going to call a comparison review. We're going to take a little from each, and we're going to try them all and see how it's aged since how 2017 is since 2014. And of course, we got 2016 in there as a middle step.
You bought a whole case of the 17s.
Yeah,
Of course, you bought that swappy.
yeah.
Still have some of them left?
So which should we start with, 2017 or 2014? I would think
17.
the newest one, right?
17.
Yeah.
17.
We're not going to have too much in here because we just want enough for tasting purposes.
That's good. Memorable.
A good pop.
Very good, Paul.
All right. Now, Dave, you looked this up. What can you tell us about Bigfoot in general?
Oh, it went away. What happened? Hold on. I got it back. It back. Here it is.
Okay.
I got it. It says here, Bigfoot Barley Wine Style Ale. Bigfoot is a beast of a beer, brimming with bold flavors of bittersweet malt and heaps of aggressive whole cone Pacific Northwest hops.
Northwest.
Northwest. Even with my dollar store glasses, I'm having a problem reading. First introduced in the winter of 1983, Bigfoot is. I wish we had a 1983 beer. That'd be awesomer.
It would be awesomer.
Bigfoot is a cult classic beer brewed in the barley wine style, meaning a strong, robust bruiser of a beer with the refined intense of a wine. Bigfoot is a prize by beer collectors for its supreme celebratory. Well, that's all it says. Under the proper conditions, it can age like a fine wine, or
Nice.
it's a barley wine, developing new flavors and characters as it matures in the bottle. Each new release or expedition is vintage dated. Collect your own and see the flavors develop and progress.
So I don't know if we'll be able to get this in focus.
Alcohol
but
content is
2016 on there, and not in
9.6.
focus, is it? Oh well. There's dates on the top.
Bitterness units is 90.
It's pretty bitter
Bitterness
for a barley
hops
wine.
is Chinook. Finishing hops is Cascade, Centennial, and Chinook. Malts are two-row pale and caramel. Food pairings are bread pudding, which I will never have. Mission figs. I like regular figs, like fig Newtons. Cheese are pungent blue cheese.
Should be good on a hamburger, I guess.
Has about aging beer and dry hopping and open fermentation, stuff that Jimm likes to talk about.
Absolutely. Well, we won't get into that because we've actually gone through this when we reviewed the beer as a
Jimm's
single
very much
beer.
into making beers nowadays and talking about the science of beers, and I just like drinking the beers and drinking the
Well,
beers.
it's a lot to learn. It really is.
It is.
And I've brewed a few times before. I wasn't happy with the results, but this
I
time
like Jimm's last
trying to be more scientific.
brewing.
I took a gravity reading. I bought a refractometer.
Yes, and it really hurts. Ow! It's this long, and it's got a spoon on it.
Now, the interesting thing about this barley wine to me is that it's hopped a lot more than most barley wines are. Most barley wines are very malt heavy. They are, well, barley wines. It sort of says it in the name. So it sounds like they hop this and they dry hop it, I do believe, with those bittering hops that Dave mentioned. So It's a hoppy barley wine.
Smells good.
So the scent has a little bit of caramel, a little bit of sweetness, barley sweetness, but
They changed the bottle.
Still get a little
the
bit of
labeling on
hops.
the bottle.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, you're right.
I'm ready to drink it.
All right.
We only got so much time to drink 3 beers.
That's true. We're already in 5.5 minutes. So, all right. Oh, by the way, this is almost a copper color, sort of reddish.
See that? Yes, they can. We should drink this.
Absolutely. We're got to do our comparison. So for me, the first flavor that jumps out is the hoppiness, which is unusual for a barley wine. It definitely has a bitter finish on the tongue. This is the 2017 we're trying, by the way, just to keep everything straight. So one of the things I'm looking forward to as we go back in time is, does the hoppiness drop off? Because that's one of the things that I've always been told, that characteristics of beer, as they age, you lose hoppiness. But this is very good. I forget when we rated it last time. A little bit of an underlying sweetness. I'd probably give it at least a 7, possibly an 8. What do you think, Dave?
Alcohol. That's what jumped out at me.
Yeah. Well, what was the ABV?
9.6. That's what I'm saying.
Nice. Okay.
It's got a bit of a honey taste to it.
There is a little bit of an underlying sweetness. That's true.
Tastes good going down, tastes good coming back.
Yeah. Well, it's funny they mentioned the blue cheese in the food pairings, because I was just thinking that if you had a black and blue burger, which, as we know, has bacon and blue cheese on it.
Oh, God, would I just love to have a hamburger.
You have to spend 2 hours, extra hours in the gym afterwards.
I'd have to spend an extra, day in the gym. Just have one
Have you ever spent a whole day in the gym?
No, but I plan on spending a lot of time at the gym in not next week, but the week after that. I'm on vacation for a week and a half, and I'm spending a lot of time at the gym. I mean, a lot of time.
You know, Dave, one of the things we don't usually touch on our review is people talk a lot about the webbing in a glass after a beer has been drinking.
We don't talk about that, do we?
No, we're not. I don't actually care.
Neither do I.
I don't know how that has to do with enjoying the beer, but people use it as a measurement of the beer's body capacity, overall character, I suppose. So if you look at this one, it's very roundish sort of webbing, but very singular. All right, crack open the next one.
16.
This is the 16. We're going back in time. Now, we're not clearing our palate in between there. Usually when I'm trying different beers, I like to, let's not do too much because we're at 8 minutes here. So just get enough to taste it. And Dave's pouring this a little bit more aggressively too. So when I poured the first one, you'll notice I just sort of did it sideways. We didn't get too much head. He poured it a little bit more aggressively, so we're getting a little bit more.
Less than a finger. Half a finger.
No, that's fine. But that's still a decent amount for something that's, more than a year old now.
I've been sitting in your closet for a year now.
Storage room. Basement.
Well, not a basement. This is like a room underneath the top room, but not a basement because it's got windows.
Now, the scent of it, I don't know if it's because it's foamy, but it's very similar. But it's not as impactful. I'm not getting as much hops this time. I am getting the maltiness, though, and the underlying sweetness. So, keeping in mind the last one we just had, Dave, should we cheers every year?
Cheers,
Cheers,
people.
everybody. It's 2016 we're on now.
Hang on.
Yeah, the hop bill is definitely not as aggressive in the 2016. The aging has brought down the bitterness considerably.
I wish I didn't smoke so much when I was younger.
Dave's lament. Comment on the Jimm.
Just because I didn't. No, because my taste buds aren't what they used to be.
Well, I think if you develop them and spend a lot of time trying to find nuances, you could bring them back. Maybe it's like a muscle. I mean, I don't know if there's one train of thought that they're dead forever, but maybe it's something that, like any muscle, you have to use it to. I'm not saying taste buds are a muscle, but just like anything, you have to use it.
28 years of smoking can kill something.
Well, have you seen any evidence online that says that kills taste buds? I mean, yeah, it's been years since you smoked.
No, it's been like what? So 2009 is 2017. That's 8 years.
I would think you would get some stuff back.
No, I
after
have
that.
some, but I mean, like I think I've lost some things, so just never come back.
Well, that's an issue. Let's explore in a different.
I know, but I mean, someone that has never smoked really at all.
Well,
Really.
let's just ask you that. Are you getting any difference between the 2 years?
No, I'm not. I'm not really getting anything different.
So when I'm sitting there saying all this stuff, it's actually bumming you out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't notice any difference between. That's like I taste like I have a heat of alcohol, but not really. I mean, I have the sweetness of what I had before, but not really any difference of what I had before.
Well, that's interesting then. So perhaps your bitterness sensors, and I don't know what part of the tongue that is, aren't as in tune as your sweetness, because there is a sweetness here. To me, this is sweeter than the last one, in that
It
there's.
tastes the same as the last one to me. It tastes the same.
Well, I think the sweetness for me is more prominent because the bitterness of the hops isn't as much there.
It tastes the same to me.
It's definitely smoother, a little sweeter, and not as hoppy, is what I would say about 2016. All right, let's get to the last one. You notice we're not.
This is a 14.
You notice we're not trying to slam the whole things down. So we're having a little bit of restraint.
I ain't feeling fine.
You're beautiful.
You still have some stuff in there. Get rid of that darn stuff there.
Sally.
Notice how the beers are like down here, then they're up here, then they're up there farther in. Not putting as much in there. But don't worry, we'll be drinking them afterwards. We'll just mix them up after we turn off the camera.
We're not going to mix them. We're going to continue our analysis.
Hey, what?
Interestingly, I think this one, the 2014, looks to me to be a little foggier than the first one. I think the first one was a little bit more of a cherry, kind of a copper color. This is still a copper color, but
It looks the same to me. Jimm with 2 M's.
No, this one's more foggy.
Like from Daredevil? Nope, looks the same.
This one's got some hoppiness on it, though. But, I mean, it's similar character, but it's definitely a different smell than
Well,
2017.
we got 2.5 minutes to do this, so
Oh, okay.
let's drink this.
Guess we can't have too much analysis, huh?
This one tastes different.
This one tastes way different.
This one's more bitter.
Yeah, this was more bitter than the 2016,
This one
I think.
tastes old.
Yeah, this one's showing its age, I think.
Yeah, this one shows.
Well,
its age.
I think this is where we're getting into the nuances that they spoke of over time. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely. This one tastes old. Well, this one is like 3 years old.
Yeah, the bitterness is definitely higher than the 2016, and it seems a little rougher of a mouthfeel, perhaps a bit chalky. Yeah, it's a little odder. I don't know if I like this one this old, to be
Odder?
honest with you. So
Like the
far, the
animal?
2016 is my favorite.
No, 2016, 2017 tastes the same to me. This is not my favorite.
No. But not say it's not interesting, though. But yeah, how foggy it is, I don't think this one was as foggy as the other two.
Oh, okay. I don't like this one that much.
Are you getting the alcohol heat?
All right.
Yeah, it's got that quality to it. But what are you going to do? All right, listen, we're at 14 minutes. Usually YouTube wraps us up at 15 because we're not that important, apparently.
So now we got over 500 videos on YouTube. We should be celebrities by now.
Yeah. Listen, don't drink and drive. Don't operate heavy machinery. Women who are pregnant shouldn't drink alcoholic beverages due to risk of birth defects. And too much drink can cause health problems. The reason we try all these different beers, we believe that you should drink great
we
beers.
love you.
And reason we drink this.
And so we have a good
laugh and
time.
chill with your friends.
And have a
And
good
our
time
friends,
and go laugh.
subscribe to our channel. If you have tried any of these years, any years, and you compare another, please comment below. We'd like to hear this. Social media, that's discussion. We want to hear from you. But for me, Dave, pick one of the years you liked. I like 2016.
17.
Dave likes his beer fresh. There you have it, everybody. That's all we have time for. We're wrapping up. Thank you very much. Subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, do something, blah, blah, blah. Say bye, Dave.
Bye, Dave.